Hello, amazing authors. I'm Adam Wallace and I'm also an author. And yes, you are authors as well. And whether you've had books made or whether you've had your stories published in magazines, you're still an author. Maybe you're not a published author, but you're still an author. And a lot of people ask me the question, how do I become an author? Or how did I become an author? And my answer is start writing. If you're writing stories, you're an author. Maybe you're not a published author yet, but you're still an author. You're still creating stories and writing conversations and creating worlds. And that's what an author does. So you're an author. And I think it's so cool that you're already writing these stories and taking these classes and entering these competitions. That's amazing. You're already so far down the track in terms of becoming a published author and becoming a worldwide bestseller and becoming someone who gets movies and TV shows made out of their stories. Amazing. That's so my goal. My dream is to have movies and TV shows made out of my stories, my books. That would be the best. Anyway, writing when you're in school is amazing. And I still remember a story that I wrote when I was in grade 4. And it was a story called Frogmen of the USA. And it was about these frogmen that, in America, they came out of the water and they started just biting people's faces off. And there was just blood going everywhere and people are dying. And if you kill one of the frogmen, then 2 more appear in its place. And it was just chaos everywhere. I got in trouble. I got in a lot of trouble. My teacher wasn't too happy with the story. My parents were wondering kind of what was going on in my brain there, because I just loved horror stories. And that's a key. I know that one of the things, especially with school, is you've got to think about your audience. And even in competitions, there's going to be a theme often. But around that, it's really important, even when you're writing for yourself at home or just for practice or for fun, write what you love writing about. Write what you love reading and what you love watching. So if you love comedies or horrors or action or romance or drama, whatever it is, sports stories, write that. Write what you really enjoy, because then that energy that you've got and that enjoyment of it is going to come through in your story as well. So then you can also start branching out, and you might, if you're doing things, you can mix them together. A sport, horror, romance. Oh, that would be amazing. I would definitely read and watch that. So first tip, this isn't even really part of the whole thing, but just write what you love. Write what you really enjoy yourself and then write about that. But today we're going to look at a few different things. This is going to be a little short 30 to 40 minute little session where we're going to look at ways of getting ideas for stories and, even taking ideas and building them into stories and how we can do that. Because a lot of people find it hard to either come up with the idea, or once they've got an idea, they don't know what to do next, where to start, what to do, things like that. So there are 2 schools of thought in this situation that I know of. There might be more. Some people think that plot drives the story, that you've got to think of the whole plot of the story, basically what's going to happen in all the different parts before you start writing the story. Other people, and this is where I fall, we think character drives the story. And if you can think up a character and maybe where they want to go, what they want to do, but if you have that character, that's what's going to drive the story, and that character's wants and needs and flaws and all that sort of thing as well. So today we're going to look at both. We're going to look at techniques you can use to create stories using plot and using character. And, itchy leg. We're going to start with plot. And we're going to use a little technique I used for one of my books, or there was 2 in this series, about cowboy and bird brain. And this is a little technique that James, the illustrator, and I used to create these stories. So cowboy and bird brain, it was a kind of crazy series. We wanted it to be really kind of silly and fun, but we have to have a story underlying those things. If it's just all chaos, crazy, silly fun, without a good story and a bit of a storyline running through it and a bit more depth, it's good for a little bit, but you need a little bit more to really make the story stand out. So we had a little technique we used. So Cowboy and Bird Brain, they work for a delivery company. So each book, they had to deliver something to a certain person in a certain place, and there were things that were going to make it hard for them. So that was it. We thought of these 4 different things. I would love to say 4 W's, but the last one starts with O. So close. Anyway, we're going to do that now. So what we would do is we would think up what they're going to deliver. I'm going to use my neatest writing what they're going to deliver. But of course, this what could be anything. It could be what the character wants. And in this case, they want to deliver something. But maybe in your story, the character wants to learn how to play the piano. They may want to talk to the pretty girl. They may want to win a sporting game. They may want to pass a test. It can be anything, whatever what your character wants. Then we have who. And in this case, in Cowboy and Bird Brain, it was who they were delivering the package to. So who would order the package and who they were delivering it to. But again, when you're writing a story, maybe it's... And so we've already got Cowboy and Bird Brain as the main character. But your who in this may be your main characters. You're thinking up who the main character is, who's going to be having this want. It may be... whatever. It could be who is getting in the way of the main character, anything at all. In this case, it's who they're delivering it to. Then there's going to be where. The location of your story. Where are they delivering the package to in this case? But where is your story happening? And there can be different locations over a story. They might go from one place to another and have different things happening in each one. So where the story is going to be happening. And then finally, I'm just going to have room, the obstacle. The O. Obstacle. And this is really important. This is where we get the action and the conflict of the story. So we want a character who wants something. What do they want? Then, if we have an obstacle, what's going to make it hard for them to get it? What's going to stop them getting it? The character wants to learn how to play the piano, but the first thing that popped in my head was the character wants to learn how to play the piano, but they've got no fingers. That's quite an obstacle to playing the piano. Wow, how did that pop into my head? Anyway, but that's an obstacle. That's something. And when we're brainstorming, you put down everything. Like if you think of an idea, put it down, and then you pick and choose. And the more you think, and often it's not the first thing that pops into your head that is the great idea. Often I'll write down at least 3 things, because often it's the third thing that you go, oh, that's it. Because the first thing might be the kind of obvious thing that pops into your head, but then you do another one, then you do another one, and you might start thinking outside the box. With these, they don't even necessarily need to really be connecting all that much. You know what? I'm going to just lower this down a little bit. So you can see a little bit more of the obstacle. Okay. Now, when we're doing these don't even really necessarily need to connect all that much. They can connect, and obviously you can do this any way you like, but you can just put random stuff down, because then when you write the story, that's going to fill in the gaps as well. So I'm going to do an example now of a Cowboy and Bird Brain, of maybe a story that James and I might make up, what they're going to deliver, who they're delivering to, where they're delivering to, and what are some obstacles that are going to stop them making that delivery. You're going to be doing this in a second after I've shown you the example. When you do that, your what, who, where obstacle is going to be whatever pops into your head. What does the character want? So, you know what? I'm going to write what, and I'm going to write want. So what do they want? And in this case with the delivery, it's what Cowboy and Bird Brain want to deliver, but it's also what this person wants delivered to them. So what do they want? What's their intention? What's their goal in the story? What do they really desire in the story? Okay, so I'm going to do one. I'm going to pretend you're calling out suggestions to me. Then, after I finish this, I'm going to get you to pause the video when I sort of give the go ahead, pause the video, and then take 5 minutes to write out one of your own versions of this as well. And you may be a little bit quicker than 5 minutes. You may take longer than 5 minutes. Really don't think about it too much. I want you to just bang, bang, bang. As an idea pops in your head, write it down. There's no good or bad. There's no right or wrong. If you think it's wrong later, cross it out, don't use it. It doesn't even matter. It's just a brainstorm. Okay, so for Cowboy and Bird Brain, they're going to be delivering something. What are they going to be delivering? Great ideas. They're going to be delivering monkeys. And I'm going to put down 3 in each section. And if I do 3 in each section, it's actually going to give me the potential for 81 different stories, which is kind of cool as well. So let's say they're going to be delivering monkeys, okay? Let's say they're going to be delivering, I don't know, a baby. They're delivering a baby, or they're delivering, oh, I've got lots of candles there. They're delivering candles. Okay, now you can make it as normal or as crazy as you like. So they're delivering monkeys, they're delivering baby, or they're delivering candles. Now, who are they delivering it to? Who are the other characters in this story? Now, the character can work against the main characters to make it harder for them, or it can be just anyone at all. It can be just a random person. So who are they delivering it to? Give me some ideas. Ha! Nice. So they're delivering it to a mermaid, or they're delivering it to... Really? Okay, fine, I'll put it in. Wow. They're delivering it to a giant... Really? Okay, fine. They're delivering it to a giant... Let's kind of go... Okay, it kind of goes into there as well. They're delivering it to a giant... iceberg... muncher. Whatever that is. Remember, there's no right or wrong. We're just putting down an idea. There's going to be kind of a monster character. Or they're delivering it to... One more. They're delivering it to a very world-famous chef. A world-famous chef. Excellent. Now, where are they delivering it? Again, when we do where, we can do this any way we want. We could say, okay, so where it's a world-famous chef, I could put in restaurant, mermaid, I could put under the ocean, iceberg muncher, I could put in the South Pole or something like that. So you can be really just fit it in with each one if you want to. Or you can just make up random places. Let's go for Candyland. Let's go for a school. And again, they can be crazy made-up places, or they can be kind of normal, traditional places that actually do exist. Or let's go for a zoo. Okay. Obstacle. Again, we can fit it in with this. And I might do a bit of a mix of both here. So some that fit in with some of the things in the story, others that just are totally random. So I'm going to do one that fits in with candles. An obstacle to delivering candles, or wanting candles, is that... And when we're doing obstacle, we don't want to think up we don't want to write like heaps and heaps and heaps. When you're brainstorming, try and put it into a few words, like under 10 words of what you can do. So I'm going to do someone keeps lighting the candles. There's one obstacle to delivering those candles. Then I'm going to do a random one. And the random one is zombies attack. I love zombies. Zombies attack. And a final obstacle is going to be... This text is going a little bit funny. Let's try this one. The final obstacle is that there is no... Oh, that's so much better. Chocolate in the world. Now, that may not seem like an obstacle to delivering something at this stage. Let me move that back a bit. That may not seem like an obstacle to delivering candles, but in the story, maybe it becomes really, really important. Maybe Cowboy and Birdman need chocolate for energy. Maybe they need to buy chocolate for a present for someone, and if they don't do that, they can't deliver the thing. So you'll be able to find ways to fit it in. And the way we can turn these ideas into stories, so we've got 3 ideas, 3 ideas, 3 ideas, 3 ideas. The way we can turn this into a story is just to choose one from each and just see what happens. So with Cowboy and Birdbrain, they want to deliver monkeys. And they want to deliver these monkeys to a world-famous chef who maybe wants them to help him cook the food or something. I don't know, it could be anything. And this world-famous chef actually works in Candyland. Again, of course, you could do a zoo again, you could do it at a school, anywhere you want. And the obstacle is that zombies are attacking. So Cowboy and Birdbane, they've got these monkeys. They're trying to deliver them to this world-famous chef who works in Candyland. So first of all, they've got to get to Candyland. So there can obviously be more than one obstacle. But as they're trying to get there, there's a zombie apocalypse and zombies are attacking them. So they've got to get past all the zombies and still get to Candyland and deliver the monkeys to the chef so everybody can get their food. So that's one way you can sort of get an idea for a story, that you would then add in all the descriptions and everything afterwards. But you can also have things like maybe they've got to deliver it to Candyland, but to get to Candyland, first they've got to go to the zoo to get the monkeys. They've got to go to a school for whatever reason. Maybe they need advice from their old teacher or something, and then eventually they can get to Candyland. So you can do more than one thing into each particular section, and then you get an idea for a story. So what I'd love you to do now is, in a second, pause the video, and when you pause the video, take 5 minutes or so, maybe set a timer on your phone or somewhere on your computer, set a timer, 5 minutes, and just try and get 3 ideas in each section. If you can get 3 ideas in each section, that's 81 different possibilities of mixing and matching the ideas around for different story possibilities. So again, what does your character want? In this case, they want to deliver something. Who is in your story? Who are they going to deliver it to, or who wants this thing? Where does it happen, or where are they going to? And what's the big obstacle, the big problem they're going to face in trying to get this thing, that they want to happen, or they want to be. Okay, 5 minutes, pause the video now. All right, how did you go? Hopefully you got some ideas down there that sort of started flowing a bit. As you got into it, it might have been a bit tricky at the start, but hopefully they started flowing once you started getting those ideas out and just putting things down and seeing what came out, which is awesome. And of course, when you're doing an exercise like that, you can put more than 3 things into each section. You can do as many as you want. And some sections you might get more ideas than others. And the more you get, the more possibilities there are for stories. So awesome, good job. Now, character. So character for me is a really good way of doing a story. So what I'll often think of is a character, and it might be a person, might be an animal, might be a little monster, could be anything at all. It's kind of similar. I'll think about what they want, what their intention is, but there's different things you can do. So one thing I like is to think about a few character traits, a few things about the character that are really important. So again, they might be good at karate, they might love drinking cups of tea, they might have a puppy or lots of puppies or something like that. So just some things about the character. But also that can lead into your location and where the story happens and what's going to happen. Because let's say, for example, you've got a character who loves karate, and the location where they are is a city that violence is outlawed. So they love karate, but they're not allowed to do it. So karate's illegal. Maybe you've got a character who's super, super noisy. They're really, really noisy. So when you're putting them into a location, which is a bit like with the karate person, putting them into a situation that is the opposite of what they are. If they're really, really noisy, don't put them in a noisy situation. Everyone's noisy. They're noisy, put them in a quiet situation. A library, a funeral, a test at school, somewhere where they're going to really stand out, and that's going to cause conflict and create other characters, because you might have the other people at the funeral, you might have a teacher who wants them to be quiet, or the other students want them to be quiet, and you're going to get all these cool situations out of that. So that's a really, really easy way to think up a story situation, is to think of a character and some things about them, and sometimes like things that are out there a little bit. It might be that they are really, really loud, or they're really, really clumsy, or they're really, really bad at dancing, anything at all, but then put them, or they're scared of something in particular. If they're scared of talking in public, put them in that location, that situation that's going to bring that out. They're really loud, put them in a quiet place. They're really clumsy, put them somewhere where there's lots of valuable things that they cannot break, but of course they're going to. If they're scared of public speaking, put them somewhere where they're going to have to give a speech for some reason. Because then your character has to work through these situations to be able to succeed at the end of the story, whatever success is in terms of this story. Another thing is, it's really good to start with truth. So we're going to look at a little technique where we use true things about a character. And in this case, we're going to use an animal, but obviously it could work for anything at all. But we're going to use an animal in this exercise to see how we can use truth and opposites to get ideas for stories. So the first thing we're going to do, I don't know which texture I've got here. It could be the good one or the bad one. I cannot tell. First, this exercise, what I'd like you to do is just think up an animal. Any animal at all. A dog, a cat, a Tyrannosaurus Rex, can be anything at all. A dragon, a unicorn. Doesn't even have to be, it can be a mythical creature as well. I'm going to go for monkey, just because monkey is in my head from last time. Right, monkey. Then, what we're going to do is just think up 5 actual true things about that animal you've got. For a dog, they like chasing balls and sticks. They like burying things. They like bones. They walk around in 3 circles before they go to sleep. Whatever it is. Cats like sleeping. They're kind of snobby. Whatever it is. You can think of anything. Dragons breathe fire. They can fly. They're huge. All that sort of stuff. Okay. Monkey, I'm going to go for they eat bananas. They live in trees, or they climb trees. That'll do. Climb trees. They live in the jungle. When they're little, when they're babies, they get carried around. So the mums carry them. And what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. And final one is that monkeys have a tail. So this is actually the difference between a monkey and an ape, like a gorilla, is that monkeys have tails and apes do not. Gorillas do not. Okay, so there's 5 facts about a monkey. So you may know some already. You may have a dog, and so you know 5 facts about that dog if that dog's going to be based on a character. If it's a person, 5 things about that person. And you can just, it can be someone you're basing it on or yourself, or you can just totally make them up. 5 things about this person. They, like we said before, they're great at karate, they love drinking tea, they've got lots of cats, they take afternoon naps, and they're scared of spiders. Okay, there you go. There's 5 facts about this person, this character we're making up. But doing it with an animal, we don't have to use our imagination too much. We've got the facts there already. Okay, then what we want to do, where we want to go, is go to opposites. And in our opposites, what we want to look at is a character, a monkey, that is opposite to all this. And you might do more than one for each thing. For now, I'm just going to do one for each thing. That is the opposite of each of these things. Okay? So, monkeys eat bananas. My monkey, what you can do, they either hate bananas, they want to eat something else, or I'm going to do mine is allergic to bananas. Done. Then, second one. Monkeys love climbing trees. My monkey is afraid of heights. Again, if you're doing this, you could do anything. And you may have ideas popping around in your head right now that I could be writing. But anything that pops out. Monkeys live in the jungle. My monkey lives in the city. Or maybe at the beach. My monkey lives on the beach. Or he loves the beach. Which could lead into that he loves swimming or surfing or sunbaking or anything at all. Monkey lives on the beach. The monkey mums carry their monkey babies. My monkey is a giant baby. Like this is just massive giant monkey baby that the mum can't carry because it's too heavy. So massive monkey baby. Hey, massive monkey baby. Okay, and finally, monkeys have a tail. The easy one is my monkey doesn't have a tail, so I'm going to do that. So no tail. But you could do something as maybe all the monkeys have like a long tail. This one's got a short curly tail. Maybe they have a fuzzy tail. This one's got a tail with no hair on it. Could be anything at all. Something that's opposite to what we've got as our facts. Okay, then, so already we've got sort of ideas for stories in a way, because you've got all the monkeys in this monkey's family or tribe or whatever they're called, all the monkeys eat bananas. This monkey is allergic or doesn't like bananas, whatever it is. They don't eat bananas. So straight away, they're going to be different to all the other animals, all the other monkeys. And so the monkeys might tease them. They might say, you can't live with us because we only eat bananas. That's all we eat. Get out of here. Might be whatever you decide is going to happen, because they're opposite, that happens. They're afraid of heights. They can't live with the other monkeys up in the tree because they can't climb the tree. They're too scared to climb the tree. So in the story, either they've got to be alone down on the ground or they've got to overcome their fear to climb the tree. What we're going to do now, and so same for all the others as well. What I like to do is think about how can this thing that makes them opposite be amazing in the end of the story. So amazingness. Okay. How does this thing that makes them an outcast, that makes the other monkeys pick on them or kick them out, make them amazing in the end, and perhaps even save all the other monkeys? How does this work? So, for example, they're allergic to bananas. Every other monkey eats bananas. That's all they like. That's all monkeys have ever eaten. That's all they care about. They don't want to eat anything else. This monkey is allergic to bananas, and this is sort of going to get an idea from our last exercise. Maybe the monkey that's allergic to bananas becomes an amazing chef. And it learns all these other recipes and it starts making things with other things it finds in the jungle, other fruits or other foods, and it just starts making all these amazing concoctions of food that it eats, and they're incredible, and eventually other monkeys smell it. But maybe what happens is all the bananas get stolen, or maybe all the bananas go rotten, or one year all the bananas stop growing. There's no bananas in the trees, and these monkeys are starving. There's nothing they can eat. While down below, this other monkey is like cooking up all this other amazing food, and that saves the other monkeys from starving. Because this monkey has had to think of other foods to cook, he's made all these other amazing foods that the other monkeys will eat. They're all happy, and they realize they can eat other things as well. Brilliant. Afraid of heights, has to live down on the ground. So maybe, lives on the ground. Maybe the amazingness comes because something comes along, and it could be another animal that takes over the top of the trees, so the monkeys can't live in the trees anymore. Maybe humans come along and they chop all the trees down. They chop the top of the trees down so the monkeys can't live in trees. The amazingness is that this monkey has designed or learned how to live on the ground. So designed a house, I say house, but it doesn't have to be an actual house, just something where the monkeys live on the ground. So again, when the monkeys' homes get destroyed, or maybe there's a fire, or whatever it is, something else takes over their home, this monkey, who's been kicked out and laughed at because it was afraid of heights, saves them by giving them somewhere to live and showing them how they can create houses to live on the ground. Same thing, all the other monkeys live in the jungle. This monkey is like a yo, I'm a beach bum. This monkey's a little surfer monkey living on the beach. Maybe, again, it teaches them how to surf, and suddenly they realize that monkeys are amazing at surfing. Whatever it is. Let's do that. So teaches monkeys how to surf, and whatever amazing outcome that gives, teaches monkeys to surf. Massive monkey baby. The mum can't carry the massive baby, but maybe the massive baby carries like 20 monkeys for some reason, like gets them to a place they couldn't reach otherwise. Maybe the massive monkey baby can throw the monkeys to another tree that they couldn't get to because there's molten lava on the ground. The massive monkey baby's so strong, it just like throws them into another tree and then just like leaps over the tree to itself. Throws monkeys, but in a good way. The massive monkey baby throws the other monkeys and saves all the monkeys by getting them to the tree that they need to get to. The monkey's got no tail. Maybe that means it can communicate with the gorillas and the apes. Maybe it means that, I don't know, the other monkeys, their tails get caught on something and this monkey is able to escape, and so it's able to rescue the other monkeys because it didn't get trapped for some reason. Or maybe there's humans who want to catch monkeys to get their tails off them, and this monkey doesn't get caught because they think he's a useless monkey, we can't use his tail, but then he's able to he saves the monkeys from something. But of course, it could be anything at all. It could be he becomes a fashion model and becomes world famous or something like that, because there's a really cool book I read called Huge Harold, where this rabbit is actually a huge rabbit, and all the other rabbits, like, they kick him out because he's eating too much food and he's too big and he can't get in the burrows and everything. And because it's so big, it gets kicked out and it's lost and everything, but it ends up being found by this awesome farmer who turns him into a racehorse because he's so big, and he starts becoming this famous racehorse. So it could be anything like that as well. So we're going to look at, for now, an animal. 5 true things about that animal. 5 opposite things to those true things. Eats bananas, allergic to bananas. Climbs trees, scared of heights. Whatever your opposite is, opposites. And then look at how that oppositeness and that thing that makes the other monkeys sort of make it an outcast are amazing at the end of your story. And then you've got a story. You've got a character, something about them that makes it really hard, sort of an obstacle by being opposite, But then how that becomes amazing is so you're going to get the story. You've got the arc of the character here. It's really bad because they get outcast or the other monkeys, animals don't like them. But then at the end they get that amazingness and they use that oppositeness to make themselves awesome. That uniqueness makes them awesome in the end. So we're going to pause the video again in a second. Give yourself 5 minutes again. Write down whatever ideas pop into your head. You may have an animal already in your head that you want to write it about. Do that. 5 true facts about the animal. 5 opposite things that those true facts. Ways that becomes amazing in your story. And you may think of more than one for an opposite. Amazing. Write down whatever you write down. 5 minutes, ready, set, go! Okay, so that is all we have time for in this little session. You're amazing. I hope you got some really, really cool ideas down there. And by doing that first exercise and the second exercise, you've really got thousands and thousands of ideas. Because really, you could even have all the monkeys eat bananas, but this monkey's afraid of heights. You could try and make up a story about that. But you've got like almost 100 ideas for stories that you've worked out today. So some really easy ways to work out stories. Plus, if you think about those other opposites, of a character trait of being really loud, put him in a quiet situation, things like that. More ideas for stories. So best of luck with your writing. Enjoy your writing. Have fun with it. Writing is the greatest thing to do. When you're writing, enjoy it. Put your joy into it. Take joy out of it. And you'll write amazing, amazing stories once you start getting these techniques down as well. Good luck in the competitions that you enter. Good luck with your stories. Good luck with your life in general. And thanks so much for tuning in and checking out this little workshop, and I will hopefully see you around the trap somewhere. Okay, bye.